We have one individual left to address the group, and that is today's Valedictorian Award winner. The Valedictorian Award is presented to the senior who has earned the highest weighted grade point average for their 4 years of high school. Along with this honor goes a $1,500 scholarship to the college of their choice, presented by Engel Printing and Publishing. This year's winner, with a grade point average, and we do have to kind of list these out pretty far because it was pretty tight this year, 4.19797 is Brynne Smith.
Good evening, Mount Calvary, Mr. Greist, Mr. Etter, Pastor Watson, trustees, faculty, friends, family, and the graduating class of 2023. Thank you all for being here. For the first and last time ever, it is June 2nd, 2023, our high school graduation ceremony. As 2023 valedictorian, it is my privilege to give an encouraging message to look towards the future. Looking into the future brings all sorts of feelings: excitement, nerves, happiness, fear, and discomfort. Writing this speech, I know I felt all those things. To be completely honest, this speech was not in my comfort zone. Being told I was valedictorian was obviously exciting and a great honor, and it seemed like everything I'd worked for in the past 13 years of being at Mount Calvary was coming to a great conclusion. But for me, it was hard to be completely overjoyed. With the terrific honor of being valedictorian came the fear and the discomfort that is the writing and the deliverance of this speech. As I sat in my room, anxiously scouring the internet on what to say, I landed back on my uncomfortable feelings regarding this speech and my goal for this year. My goal for this year being seek discomfort. My fears of giving this speech completely overshadowed my goal and the good that being valedictorian brings. I then realized that God had given me this opportunity to give this speech to continue with my goal of seeking discomfort. And the goal that has brought me here is what I've decided to share with you all today. The phrase seek discomfort is probably a little confusing at first. With all our modern day amenities, it's easy to stay in our comfy little bubble, and one would probably wonder why you would want to be uncomfortable. As humans, isn't it the end goal to be happy and comfortable? I'd have to say, not really. Discomfort is often categorized with negative things, like uneasiness, anxiety, embarrassment, and pain. On the other hand, comfort is seen in a better light, with freedom of pain and lack of hardships. But comfort is not always a good thing. In fact, comfort is the enemy of growth. How can we expect to grow when we are in our comfort zones? As graduates of high school, we are now given this opportunity to grow as people. However, growth is hard to do comfortably. We'll be faced with groups of new people who have not been in our inner school circle. Adult decisions, tasks we do not know how to do yet, questions we do not know the answers to, and people who do not share our faith. Do not let the fear of embarrassment hold you back. It is our choice whether we are to stay in our comfort zone or seek discomfort and grow. If a comfortable lifestyle is still what you're seeking, let me add something that's a bit more compelling. As Christians, we are not called to live lives of comfort. Throughout the Bible, God shows us that staying in our comfort zones are not what we are to do. Take Moses, for example. God called him back to Egypt to free God's people from slavery, but Moses was afraid. He did not want to use his voice and take the opportunity that God had planned for him. As many excuses as Moses tried to give, he knew that he had to leave his comfortable life as a shepherd to follow what God had in store for him. It is actually difficult to think of a Bible character who didn't face their discomforts. Noah also proves to be a good example. For 100 years, Noah built an ark with his family while they were criticized because God commanded them to. That doesn't sound like a leisurely thing to me. Esther brought herself in front of the king to do what was right, even though she could have faced death. Ruth left her homeland to follow her widowed mother-in-law. The disciples too. They dropped all they knew to follow Jesus. And how about Jesus himself, the ultimate role model? Jesus came to earth and lived an uncomfortable life. He could have lived out a life on a throne, having anything he wanted, but he lived a humble life, traveling around proclaiming the good news to people who loved and hated him, dying on the cross for a world full of sinners. A perfect man, but still hated, though he did nothing wrong. If we are to be like Jesus and live a fruitful life, we must deny our comfort zones. Jesus says in Matthew 16:24, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Fruits are not grown without the labor put in to grow them. We have gone to Mount Calvary and follow the same routine with the same people. We go to school Monday through Friday, relax on Saturday, and go to church on Sunday. We've done this for so long that it has become extremely easy to become comfortable with our lifestyles and faith. Now that routine is going to change. Will we continue to live our comfortable lives, or will we face head on to the challenges that await? Will we run away from things that seem hard, take the easy route, or will we seek discomfort? Now, fellow graduates, I do not say all this to make you feel bad about the air conditioning in your home or the fact that you have things delivered to your door rather than going to the store anymore, because I definitely do that too. The idea of seeking discomfort is more applicable to interactions and opportunities that we are given throughout our lives. Our generation focuses on themselves and can often forget or disregard what's going on around them. They won't do things because it's seen as embarrassing. If you see someone alone, give them a smile or a wave. If you see a veteran, thank them for their service. If you see a mess, help clean it up. Do something special for someone and make their day. If you have the opportunity to share your faith, share your faith. Go into the world without the fear of having a conversation with someone regardless of their background, whether you are comfortable or uncomfortable. Now, those are just some smaller examples of seeking discomfort, but seeking discomfort can come in larger ways too. Our lives will not only be filled with small tasks, and we were not only made to do simple things. Take leadership roles and use your voice. Accept the opportunities to explore the world. Try the new skill you've been too afraid to learn, and don't give up if it doesn't work the first time. Give it your 100%. Accept failure and learn from it. Be brave enough to be bad at something new. Take a risk every so often. Say yes to things that may be hard, but don't be afraid to say no. Sometimes saying no is just as scary or uncomfortable as saying yes. Invent something new. Take on a difficult patient or problem. Climb that mountain. Build what might seem impossible. If God calls you to another country away from all you've known, follow that call. If God tells you to turn right when everyone else is turning left, turn right. Will you change if you are not challenged? I'm often stopped by worries in my head saying, what happens if you can't do difficult things? But what happens when you can do difficult things? Whether you realize it or not, we would not have made it here without all the uncomfortable moments that pushed us to grow out of our comfort zones. Each task that seemed tough the previous year, we completed. As we look to the future like we have every day in the past, do not look with fear of the challenge that are to come, but with excitement, looking forward to the discomfort and the things that are going to make us grow. If you are going to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. As a whole, take the opportunities that God has blessed you with, big or small, easy or difficult. They will not always be comfortable. They shouldn't be. Our lives are about to change. The future is uncertain. Will you continue to live life comfortably, or will you accept the challenge to grow and seek discomfort? Thank you.
Getting